Hello, it's Nicole again, and I am at the EDS show in Coventry, and we've had a great couple of days with That Engineering Chat, and we've done a bit of a takeover, as you know. We've had some really interesting guests on this morning, but I've been particularly excited about speaking to this person. He's just done a keynote talk, and it's the Director of Manufacturing, Neil Mantle, from Rolls Royce, which is a real privilege to have you here. Nice to meet you, Neil.
That's great. Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
Now, I did just ask you the opening question, which I should have saved for this really. Do you have a Rolls Royce? So we've had a bit of a chuckle about that, didn't we?
We have, haven't we? Because actually, wherever I go in the world, that tends to be the question that I get asked. Either do you have a Rolls Royce or actually drive a company car?
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is I don't have a Rolls Royce, but we haven't been involved in motor car manufacture for quite some time. So the brand is ours, and we license the brand to BMW.
Yeah.
But we're about power systems.
Yeah.
Powering, providing energy that matters. Really, that's the thing.
So what have you been talking about today? Would you kind of relay that for those that are listening here? Because there's been some interesting subjects you've covered, I hear.
Yeah. So. What I've been talking about is our journey to net zero. We're immensely proud of our engineering heritage, but equally we're really passionate and excited about how actually we're changing the product portfolio and the opportunities we have that will actually provide solutions to combat carbon usage and actually transition the industry from being fossil fuel based to fully net zero based opportunities, both in propulsion for aircraft, for data centres and for microgrids, through to electrical aircraft, and then small modular reactors, which is about really net zero energy manufacture for the future. So,
and aviation, electric aircraft.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
When
right.
will we be looking at that?
Well, we're working with partners now. So we are flying aircraft with electrical propulsion. Very, very soon we hope to be breaking the world airspeed record for an electrical propulsed aircraft. It's our XL plane. It's been flying out of Boscombe Down. The presentation I gave, I showed a picture of the aircraft.
Yeah.
And also how actually we've used a competition for our children to design the helmet of our chief test pilot.
Amazing.
To come up with the design so that we can connect with as many people as we can.
Yeah.
We've got partners who are looking to fly in 2026.
That's not long, is it?
It's not long. It's absolutely not long.
No.
And the other thing I talked about as well is the whole pivoting and the change to the industry, where actually, even in areas where we're still going to be reliant on very large gas turbines, how we're improving the efficiency of those, but then using sustainable aviation fuel. So actually, when we get on an aircraft in the future, we haven't got to worry that it's fossil based and we're actually destroying the environment. We've got solutions for the whole value chain now that can provide energy, fuel and products to make that completely net zero.
Goodness, and how have you found, at Rolls Royce, how's it been for the last couple of years? We're not going to be able to talk about this forever, hopefully, are we? But we're still coming out of it, aren't we?
We are coming out. It's been very difficult, actually.
Yes.
Because when your main product is long-haul aircraft propulsion, and we don't only provide the engine, we provide all the service, and we provide that whole system for the aircraft and the airlines. That almost stopped overnight.
Yeah.
So actually our revenue stream and what was coming in from a cash point of view was really, really badly hit. Really badly hit. So unfortunately we had to make some really hard decisions. And regrettably we had to lose colleagues. We've lost a lot of people, and we've closed plants and we've consolidated. But as a business, mid-year results, we were profitable. We were profitable in all sectors. And the opportunities now for net zero propulsion and net zero technologies are tremendous. So actually, that pivot from a result of what happened and the new opportunities is a fantastic thing for us.
Yeah, because I guess it's like, obviously it's something you would be looking at anyway from a point of view, but with the pandemic and what's happened, you had no choice but to explore it even deeper.
Well, it becomes really acute, doesn't it? Because, COP26 is coming up next week. We're absolutely a member of the Race to Zero and fully subscribed to the Paris Convention around restricting global warming to 1.5 degrees. So subsequently, not only our products, our operations, but also how our customers utilise our products are a really important part of that.
Absolutely. And so how's it been being at a show again? Because obviously, I mean, have you been to many shows? You do a lot of shows, I imagine.
So I guess the opportunity to speak is really widespread.
Yes.
And we've been doing a lot of that virtually.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like coming in, is there, and talking to people face to face. The quality of conversation. The thing I always talk about with my teams is that you can't bump into somebody inadvertently on Zoom, can you?
No.
Or Teams.
No.
It has to be very prescribed.
Yes.
I bumped into a friend here.
Did you?
And that friend, he and I go back 35 years.
Yeah.
And we just bumped into each other.
That's great.
And so now, I've met new people, I've walked around, I've asked people how the show's going. They've been talking about actually how the quality of conversations are great.
Everyone's talked about that a lot.
I think it's fantastic, I really do. And I think the challenge for all of us is how we transition from where we were to a kind of semi-hybrid position.
Absolutely.
And get that balance right. But this has been fantastic. And meeting you as well.
Thank you, and meeting you, Neil. But I mean, with manufacturing as well, what do you see? You said you've been with Rolls Royce for 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
And I mean, how do you see the growth of the markets at the moment? Do you see things growing? How are you going to be doing more manufacturing in the UK as a company?
So I think what's clear is that we will manufacture those things that we need to manufacture.
Yes.
Yeah. But also then develop supply chains.
Yeah.
So the new products that we're developing, small modular reactors, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a UK developed and manufactured product. We've got areas of electrification as well that we'll be looking at in the UK, and subsequently, I think the opportunities are there.
Yeah.
And they're technology driven as well, which is another thing. We're not talking about technologies that are old or can't be competitive. We're talking about new and exciting ways to manufacture product and be net zero as well.
So when will I be able to step foot on an electric plane, do you think?
Well,
realistically,
if you go to the Nordics, so the thing about the Nordics is that they're made up of islands. Yeah. And it's very difficult to travel around all the islands by road.
Okay.
So they fly, and they use road and they use ferries. One of our partners is in that region. He's flying in 2026.
Yep.
Certain nations in that area want to be completely net zero by 2040.
Yeah.
So latter end of this decade, if you're in that area, I am absolutely sure
it'll be happening.
And also, there's the whole new area of urban air mobility. So there's a fantastic startup down in Bristol, Vertical Aerospace. We're proud to be partnering them in the solutions.
Yep.
So the whole adoption actually certainly in the next decade is going to be significant.
And also with the whole sort of EV electrical vehicle, I mean, that's because of what's happening there. Everyone's becoming much more educated. Because I can even remember a few years ago, people were still kind of, electric cars. But now, I mean, look at what's happened recently.
That's absolutely right. Now, so I drive an electric vehicle.
I wish I drove an electric vehicle.
I drive an electric vehicle. You have to get used to being different. The way that you plan your trips is slightly different.
Yeah.
But certainly, as more of us adopt that technology, it also provides an additional opportunity for circular economies because scarcity of resource and elements and metals, that we're adopting for batteries and that sort of stuff. It provides all opportunities like that as well for the UK and for the wider kind of employment of people. So I think it's fantastic. I really do.
It's a win-win situation, really, isn't
no
it?
doubt about it.
It
Absolutely.
really is.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the more exciting things that you've got coming up? I mean,
Well, we are.
sounds like it's all exciting.
It is, isn't it? But I think we're immensely proud of our opportunity to try and break the world airspeed record with
Yes.
with Axel. That's coming up pretty soon, hopefully. We had weight off the wheels, which is, getting the aircraft airborne, a few weeks ago. That's all looking really good, so that's fantastic. We're looking forward to the continuation of the progression for small modular reactors, which is a real net zero opportunity for generating electricity. Our next version of civil aerospace, really large wide body engines, gas turbines, which has been a few years in the making.
Yeah.
The first engine of that is being assembled at the moment.
Wow.
So that's been assembled hopefully by the end of the year, and then we'll put that into test next year. There's the adoption of sustainable aviation fuels and how that's coming on. We've got business aviation customers who are wanting to subscribe to that and be part of that. It's a tremendous time, especially with that net zero agenda, to be part of manufacturing. It's
and so how do more children to get involved in this design process? I'm interested in this.
Well, one of the questions that I was asked when I was involved in that talk was, how do we engage apprentices? How do we engage children? I've got quite a push on diversity and inclusion, and trying to understand how we provide the same opportunities for many different people. Whether you're female, whether you're from a disadvantaged background, or whether you are from a minority. We're putting lots of effort into that, and thinking about, what is it that from a working environment we need to do, what is it from an opportunities point of view we need to do, and that goes all the way from what we're doing with universities all the way through to STEM. We're big STEM ambassadors, and connecting the two together is immensely exciting.
It's really exciting. I like your way of thinking. I like your way of processing. It's great. Thank you so much for coming on to talk to us.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll look forward to stepping foot on that plane in the Nordics at some point in the future. Disappointed about the Rolls Royce, though, Neil. I'm disappointed.
You're not the only one.
Lovely to talk to you.